Here we go. I'm recording right now. Guys, if you want to give me each of your names, please.
I'm Neil.
Mike.
Dan.
Alvin.
Together, you guys are known as?
Silver Love Club.
We all say it together.
The name of the album is?
The name of the...
Well, you don't really have an album just yet. We just have...
Yeah, you have the singles.
We have singles, yeah. So we've got a brand new single coming out called Ghost Town. Comes out on Friday. Friday?
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys know.
The 21st.
Yeah, it comes out on Friday called Ghost Town.
Fantastic. Let's do this. Coming down in 3, 2, and 1. Guys, first, thank you so much for doing this interview with me, and the fact that you guys are here for CMW, Canadian Music Week, and from what I was talking to you guys even before this started up, you guys got a lot of shows going on here. Okay, you were checking out that whole list. Well, how many shows you guys got going on?
We've got 5 happening at the moment, I think. 1 tonight at the Adelaide Hall, tomorrow night at the Piston. Tonight we're playing with a really cool Canadian band called Honest Heart Collective. It's going to be a really fun show. What are we doing Wednesday? We're not playing on Wednesday, are we?
Yeah, we are.
We are. Where?
The
Oh, that's
Piston.
tomorrow.
The
Yeah.
Piston, yeah.
Wow. All right, sorry, jet lag. Thursday, where are we at?
We're at the Hideout and Rivoli.
Yeah, doing an Aussie barbecue, Aussie like showcase there, which is going to be great. So all Aussie bands at the Hideout, which I think has only just reopened recently too.
right.
So yeah, looking forward to that one. Should be wicked.
Jeez, like I said, man, it's like CMW, you guys should just be CMW. This is the second time you guys have performed at CMW, I think, correct?
Yes, second time. It's actually my first time being in this band since then. So I'm really new to Canada, 1 day in, which is exciting. But yeah, we played some shows last year as well. So it's really good to. Well, I know I can speak for the boys, but it's good to be back.
All right. Well, here's the question. First, how do you feel like being here in Toronto for the first time performing? And 2, what do you think of your lads here?
Yeah, firstly, it's great to be here. I mean, already just been here for a day. Just love the vibe of the city. I think it's a great place. Yeah, just really cool people and a lot of cool stuff happening, and really excited for this week as well to see a lot of bands. And well, I can safely say that I do like these boys. We've had a bit of a history together, all 4 of us. So it's nice to be able to get together, to be here together and play some shows and have a bit of a rockin' time.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it, man. But we got to talk a little bit about the history of you guys, how it all came together, and, of course, with the accent for us, Australians.
Yeah, we are from Sydney, Australia, to begin with. But the band kind of started. Actually, it was Romeo and myself who sort of decided we wanted to put a project together again. We've been friends since high school, and wanted to put something together again. And at the time, brought in Alvin, one of our best mates, to come and play for us. And Neil here was actually overseas at the time that we started the band, so we didn't get him involved to begin with. And we learned pretty quickly that. We needed him back in the band. We needed him back with us all. So put it all together and kind of formed the band, worked on our sound, and hence now after the first EP, now the new album and getting it all out there.
How do you feel like being needed?
Yeah, I feel it's a good feeling.
Mwah.
If I got $1 for every time I heard that, I'd have $3.
But how did you guys come up with this unique sound? I mean, everybody talks about sort of like this 60s sound that you guys have put together, taking a bit of the 90s and making it in today. How did that all develop?
I suppose the 60s thing just came out, just like the word we kind of were working with at the time was kind of nostalgic. We kind of just wanted to have a nostalgic value to the music, and 60s was kind of something that was always I just loved the sound. So we kind of just took it there, and then it just got rowdier, and I suppose that's the 90s thing you're probably talking about. It just kind of happened as we turned louder, I suppose. That's what happened.
But the fact that, what was the music scene going on when you guys were getting this all together in Australia and then coming up with your sound? I mean, were you guys sort of being a lot more different from what other people were doing back then?
Kind of. I guess in Sydney at the moment there seems to be kind of a pretty big indie scene with Triple J kind of ruling the airwaves there. There's a huge indie thing happening. So I guess though we all kind of have, or especially for me, I have a real rock and roll background from bands from the 60s and 70s. So it just naturally came about that all of our influences from that sort of naturally came through when we write music together. So yeah, I think that's kind of how it sort of came about, and it is slightly different from what's going on in Sydney at the moment, but we do what we love, so.
And if it works, it works, man. Yeah. So talk about the first EP. What you guys put together?
The first EP was called Rachel.
Rachel?
Rachel, yes.
Who's Rachel?
Yeah, who's Rachel? Good question. Who's Rachel?
Rachel was an English backpacker.
Well, you just slid right by that one, didn't you?
Anyway, so
Is Rachel going to see this interview?
maybe I don't actually know. I don't actually know if she even knows there was a song written about her. So here we go. It's all out now. So the first EP we did, recorded all of that. Most of it was written. Yeah, it was written by myself and Romeo here, and. I guess we kind of threw that one together pretty quick. We wanted to just know what we know if we were onto something or not. Essentially, wanted to go, hey, what do we want to do? Is this something that's worthwhile pursuing? And I think it was pretty clear after we did the first one. And actually, Canadian Music Week was some of the first guys that jumped on board. So for us, they were only a couple of months after we'd released it, they actually got in contact and were like, hey, we'd love you to come and play over here. So it was great to know that. I guess, to be honest with you, Canadian Music Week sort of gave us the confidence to really turn around and go, hey, this is something we're going to continue with. And since we've been here, the Canadian audiences have just been killer. Like they've come along to all our shows. It's the first time we came here, we were completely unknown, and they've just been jumping at it. They've been really keen to have us back, and you can't wait to just play for them all again. So. Did
that give you guys the confidence to start touring other countries? And talk a little bit about that too, please.
Yeah, we're all confident in our own abilities to be able to play wherever we need to be playing. So, but yeah, it's I suppose it just meant that we kind of honed in on our skills coming over here and playing for a different audience. It's where you've got to win people over. You're not in your hometown. You're somewhere completely different, and you've got to just do what you do and do it as best as you can. I think that kind of, it helped us a lot playing here.
What would you say though? Your favorite show that you guys have played? And why? Other than CMW, yes, make sure we got to give up to CMW and Toronto. What would you say is your favorite show that you guys have performed at, and why?
Our favourite show, I guess in Sydney, the best one that we've done was a kind of a New Year's Christmas gig that we had about a year ago at a place called Brighten Up Bar in Sydney with a couple of our friends' bands. It was just an amazing night. All of our friends were there. We just rocked it, we killed it, and it was just a great time. Our other one was at the Night Owl last time we were in CMW. For me personally, we had 2 gigs that day. We had one that started at midday at the Horseshoe, which was amazing. And then the party continued from about midday all the way through to 1 a.m. So I don't know actually how we were still functioning in any way by 1 a.m. at Night Owl, but we did, and it kicked ass, and it was like, yeah, it was the best show I think that I've done in this band personally. Yeah.
So when you have this kind of success, I mean, what are your thoughts when it comes down to, okay, we got to get some new music together? I mean, how did you guys meet about that and talk about what you wanted to do next to really start standing out?
Yeah, we kind of, since I've joined the band as well, we've just been writing a lot, just spending a lot of time together. I've known these guys almost 10 years as well, but it's been really great process lately, just understanding each other a bit more and just knowing where our strengths are lying. And I think it's a lot of the things that have influenced us as well is just the kind of music scene and the atmosphere in Sydney at the moment as well. It's kind of almost a bit of an uneasiness kind of feeling there. And it's kind of actually fueled us to write songs about it and to go, you know what, we feel like this and we want to write songs and we want to just play some rock and roll and we want to just have a great time.
Can you talk a little bit more about that too? Because I know guys aren't too happy with the government and they can be kind of pushy sometimes.
Yeah, they definitely can. Look, I feel like in general, maybe like the world over, it seems to be that there's a lot of sort of like unrest going on, I guess. A lot of people would maybe, I don't know how to say this in a nice way, but I think...
Say it the way you want to say it, man.
Do that.
Look, I feel like there's a lot of very conservative governments who are pushing an agenda that's not very inclusive to a lot of people. And we're 100% not. We don't agree with that whatsoever. We do believe just in generally spreading like a message of love to different people. I mean, one of our big things when we came to Canada last year was we still don't have marriage equality in Australia. And, Canada, I think, was one of the first countries that actually allowed that to go ahead and happen. And we just think it's wrong that, a group of people who love each other can't have the right to marry the person they love and have the same legal rights to do that as everybody else does. And then moving that forward to today, in our state, I guess it's like the province in our state, New South Wales, our government's kind of shutting down a lot of things. We've just introduced a bunch of lockout laws, which we've never had before. We just they've also put a lot of laws in that kind of they stop people from being allowed to protest and allowed to kind of stand up for what it is that they believe in. It's just been a very kind of crazy world, and it seems to be killing a lot of the small community groups that we love. Whether it be like the music scenes and whatnot. It just seems to be kind of killing a lot of those things that we think make Australia and Sydney one of the most beautiful cities in the world. And when we come here and to Toronto in particular and walk around and see. Just like, honestly, the people here are beautiful. They're some of the most lovely people we've ever met. And I'm not just saying that because I'm here and doing this interview. I mean, quite seriously, they're just beautiful people. And everyone's so inclusive. And, they just have these amazing bars where there's live music going all the time. We don't agree with the lockouts of whatever time you guys close down. We think everything should stay open just as long as it wants. But, one little step at a time. In general, we love that. And, no matter what you think... I don't know. We just love coming here and being part of it all. It's beautiful.
I love that, man. But we got to talk about the new single, too, that you guys got right now.
Yeah, so the new single is called Ghost Town, and it's actually themed about exactly what we've just been talking about, really. It's just like the world, like the city's a ghost town. It's quiet. Where did everyone go? What's happening? And it speaks about, for me, about even social media, even the fact that when we are out, we're on our phones, we're doing all that type of stuff as well, which I'm sure has been said many times, but this time we said it.